Welcome to this overview of Mel Robbins' book, The 5 Second Rule, subtitled Transform Your Life, Work and Confidence with Everyday Courage. The book starts with a reminder that everyday courage is the ability to do things that feel difficult, scary, or uncertain, as well as a reminder that we all possess courage, and being courageous can change not only our life, but the world. In short, the 5 second rule is the moment you have an instinct to act on a goal, you say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, physically moving as you say 1, so your brain can't stop you. And you may just find that interruption to your normal way of being wakes up your inner genius, leader, rock star, athlete, artist, or change agent inside you. Or you may use it to become influential at work, or productive, or building and maintaining relationships, or to drive sales, or to be innovative, or to battle addiction and depression. Because it isn't the big moves that define our lives, it's the small ones. The 5 second rule may sound like a gimmick, but Mel Robbins confirms it is backed by science. Firstly, when we count backwards, we interrupt our default thinking, which allows us to assert control, which is important as we are caught in habit loops, which in turn mean no matter what we may decide with our head, the moment we are faced with something we don't really want to do, we fall back into what we normally do. But those things aside, you know your mind can kill your inspiration in less than 5 seconds. So imagine what 5 seconds of courage can do to make your life better, to make a heart-first decision. Because when you act with courage, your brain is not involved. And there is nothing to say you can only use the 5 second rule once a day. You can use it all day, every day, on anything. The downside is you will not magically feel motivated or even necessarily want to do what you know you need to do. However, the 5 second rule allows you to act before your brain tells you all the reasons why you should give it a miss. It is a push forward to step into the courage that is within each and every one of us. And Mel believes that lights up the part of our brain which supports us moving onwards and upwards. And when you consistently act, you become a person with a bias for acting because you will realize you do have the ability to shape your destiny. But you might be thinking, you don't understand. It's safer to stay quiet, to not act. You're right, it can seem that way, but that also just locks you into more of what you already have. Rosa Parks didn't plan on challenging segregation, but one day she did make a decision, in less than 5 seconds, that she had reached the end of her willingness to put herself second. And apparently Steve Wozniak, co-founder of Apple, didn't want to quit his job and fully commit to Apple because he felt afraid and uncertain. So if you're feeling or thinking anything along these lines, just know the 5 second rule is there to be used to break the negative spiral you are in. Because the thing is, you aren't battling the thing you think you are. You are battling your feelings about what it is that you need to do. And your thoughts have conditioned you to have these feelings. Yes, your worst fears may come to pass and you have to face up to what that means to you. But whatever the outcome, the core of you will have changed and you will be on the path to living life how you really want to be living it. So in short, you can feel uncertain and still be ready. You can be afraid and still do it anyway. You can fear rejection and still go for it. Aside from facing up to our feelings, the 5 second rule also assists us with managing 2 components necessary to increase productivity. First, managing distractions, and second, focusing on what's truly important to us. However, this does require you to decide distractions, no matter what form they take, aren't good for you, and then remove them. Is it easy? Unfortunately, if it was, there wouldn't be so much research around distraction and its negative impact. The harder part, though, is number 2, focusing on what's truly important to you. To support this, Mel suggests writing down first thing in the morning, before you start looking at your phone, 1 to 3 things you feel you must do that day, together with why you must do them, because the why will remind you this is more than a task. Then keep that note by you so you're reminded throughout the day to act on these things. But also set a time you will stop working for the day, because a task will expand to whatever time is available, and you're never productive all day long. Does it work? It has for Mel, and she shares research shows you will be 42% more likely to act on what you have written down and remind yourself of than if you just think, I need to do that. Just in case you're thinking your procrastination is too established to be overcome, Mel shares there are 2 types of procrastination. The first is destructive and the second is constructive. Destructive procrastination is the one we are familiar with, the things we are avoiding because thinking of them creates a feeling of stress within us, and avoiding stress is our main motivator. However, this isn't the stress of the task per se. It is the overall stress we have accumulated across our life, and this thing is just one more thing adding to our overwhelm. Constructive procrastination is when you are working on a creative project or an innovation and have hit a period where the ideas have dried up. Therefore, taking a break is helpful as it allows you to come up with ideas that enhance your project. Negative procrastination is the one the 5-second rule can help you break through, as it assists you to step into your courage and reap the rewards of acting. And no one is saying you have to go from 0 to 100 immediately. Why not set a goal of 15 minutes of focused action and then a few cat videos or whatever it is that relaxes you? An additional message in Mel's book is we can overcome the limiting beliefs that hold us back by creating an anchor thought around why we are doing what we would rather not do. For example, Mel shares she used to hate flying, graphically imagining the plane would crash. But now when it comes to flying, she thinks about the things she will get to do once she's at her destination, such as spending time with her mother or enjoying a delicious meal with a client or enjoying its natural beauty. This way of using the 5-second rule is linked to what researchers call if-then planning, which is a way to keep yourself in control. In Mel's example, plan A is to stay calm, both to get on the plane and to enjoy the flight. But if she finds herself becoming anxious, then plan B is to use the 5-second rule to connect her to her anchor thought as many times as necessary until she's calm. The upside being, when we do this, our brain believes our body's response is excitement rather than anxiety, and then relaxes because excitement is okay. There is nothing to escalate into a greater anxiety response. And who wouldn't want that? This is an easy-to-read book, with the most important message being act within 5 seconds of your thought so your brain cannot talk you out of it. And to support the truth of this message, Mel shares her own story of coming up with the 5-second rule and how using it turned her life around. But this is not just Mel's story. She shares the background to famous turning points in history, as well as everyday real-life proof in the form of social media posts from people confirming how they've used the 5-second rule to change their lives. Mel also sets some challenges so you can practice using the 5-second rule and begin accruing its benefits, which in turn will assist you to unlock both opportunities and the joy within you, because the rule's consistent use gives you courage to believe in yourself. It is your way beyond what in an instant can feel scary or difficult, so don't be afraid to modify it so it works for you. Or more succinctly, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go for it. Thank you for viewing this video. Please like and subscribe and click on the notification bell to be advised when further book overviews are uploaded. And to help me grow the channel's reach, please share this link with others.